Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveify Experience. Today we have the car that I've been waiting for forever to drive, and this is the Porsche GT3. Now, some of you may know that I drove a very souped up 911 Turbo S this time last year really, when I flew out to Detroit to pick one up. I think it was about 600 wheel horsepower at the time. Things were finicky, don't worry about it. But this naturally aspirated beauty, owned by AJ's Garage over here, aka Eurocharge Minneapolis, aka Awesome Dude 123, whatever. I've been looking forward to driving this car for a long time because it's naturally aspirated, and to my surprise, it also has some exhaust modifications, which, when you hear it later in this video, is going to sound insane. Now, one of the first things that you notice on this car is the big GT3 wing. Now, I'm a wing guy. I'm a big wing guy. And of course, you gotta absolutely love the clear taillights. Now, this spicy racetrack Beetle is definitely no joke. Even though it is naturally aspirated, it is still quick and fast as hell without being too much of a trouble. You can have so much fun in this car. Look at those beautiful hips. I mean, there are so few cars that are designed as well as the Porsche GT3. Of any generation, it is truly one of my favorite cars. And then if you see right here, pop open the frunk, find the latch. Oh, this is the fun part. Oh, there we go. Left to right motion. There we go. Don't know what that bag is all about, but this is a lot of space. I mean, it's absolutely gaping. That is a lot of space. It could fit probably 2 passenger cases if you're coming in from out of town. Press that beautiful Porsche down. Lots of trunk space, or whatever, not trunk space, rear space. So check out this beautiful red. I mean, that is legit. I mean, it's all attention to detail to Porsche. I mean, look at this right here. Beautiful. I think that's a clock. Us modern kids don't know what that is. By the way, this AC, immediately cold. Wow, we are in Minnesota winter now. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that does AC better than the Germans. Mandatory sip of the Jocko. How else do you think I get my sparkling personality? Cup holders are a little sketch. Get the steering wheel adjusted because I'm tall and my knees are already hitting the steering wheel, which is not ideal, but at the same time, once you are set up, it's not that big of an issue. Bear in mind that I'm 6'3 3/4", so that doesn't help. Unfortunately, there's some construction going on here, so I definitely should not take the road that I usually take. And this is a low car, and this is a tight entrance. Whew, that was nerve-wracking. That was a very steep incline. So a quick little reminder on how Driveify works. Basically, Driveify works with AJ's Garage in order to use this car. Kind of like in a Turo-like fashion, basically rent through them. So we are driving his car today. So I was actually talking to AJ. We recently had him on the podcast as well. And he's like, dude, you have to open that car up to 9,000 RPM. So we will do just that. We'll get there though. Let's figure out how this car is to drive. Pretty docile, actually. I'm not scared. I was a little scared getting out of that. Brake. Yeah, I was a little nervous getting out of that parking lot because that was a really steep decline. And this is a very low car. I think it's still higher than the R8 and the Supra, but I should give that a look again. I love the interior in this, by the way. It fits me so well. I love that wing in the back. That wing looks freaking epic. But anyways, as I was saying, the interior, phenomenal. These seats fit me perfectly. I mean, I'm not moving around too much. I'm not as heavy as I was in my previous Driveify videos, so that helps too. But nonetheless, I'm still on the fairly heavier side of the average man. Just got a thumbs up from a guy on a moped. Nice Alcantara steering wheel. Obviously, it's seen its use throughout the years, being a slightly older car. Honestly, the nice thing about Alcantara, though, is like when it gets its use and gets all matted down, just get a brush and scrub it up and you get that grip right back. It's taken all of my adult brain cells to not drift it through that roundabout. All right, I always struggle. Oh, exhaust, let's open that up. All right, PDK Sport. Oh, that woke right up. I really hope the camera picked that up. The car yelled, it's like, I'm up! The guys on bikes seem to love this car today. All right, immediately, compared to all of the other cars that I've driven so far, so the R8, the Supra, what else did I drive? I can't even remember at the moment. This car is immediately getting way more looks. I mean, it's a freaking Porsche with a big wing. Everybody loves a Porsche, but this white, it just pops. I mean, this is a good looking car. Mandatory Jocko sip. This is actually, I mean, that's actually not too rickety. All right, highway it is. Gotta respect the car. Even though it's not the highest of horsepower, it can still bite you. And that sounds amazing. I hope it doesn't come across as I'm yelling, but I kind of have to over this exhaust. I could still hold a conversation with someone, no problem. I mean, there really is nothing on this planet like a Porsche. It is often imitated, but never replicated. Dude, that wasn't even like a legit pull. That was just like lightly on the throttle. This car is just screaming for more. Why would you be financially smart when you could drive something like this? So you, sir, you and your 401k that lost 15% last year. I checked mine, it's not good. Why? Spend it on the Porsche. I am using the flappy paddles, the paddle shifters, of course. You have to in a car like this if you're gonna drive it for real. So far, I haven't been nervous to get on it, but I also haven't gotten on it too hard. Like that. All right. That sounds good when you rev it out. Oh, one sec. Oh, that's classy. Bottle of Jameson on the side of the stoplight. One of the nice things about this is there's not a bunch of extra useless buttons. I mean, this car, outside of like a few tech things, you know, again, like steering wheel buttons and, you know, a more modern infotainment system, it feels like it's straight off the showroom floor. Shout out to the GoPro 10 for overheating once again. Now, how does this compare value-wise to the other cars? This one, if I recall, I'll have it here in the video somewhere, rents for about $500 a day, compared to the Supra, which is, I believe it was like $225, or the R8, which was not much more than that, or the Jag, or whatever the case may be. This is one of the more expensive cars in the fleet of Driveify. All right, let's not get taken out by a Jeep Renegade. That guy is flying. But how does it compare value-wise? At the end of the day, this is a much more expensive car than the other cars in the fleet. I want to say it's around $120,000, maybe more. I might be completely off on that. But at $500 a day, I think I would do it. It might not be as fast as the Supra, let's say. It's way better looking than the R8. It drives way better than the R8. It is better than the R8 in every way, really. Man, you do yourself a serious disservice if you do not take this car up to 9,000 RPM. I also just took the wrong exit, so there's that. For a weekend, this would be a blast. If it's like a wedding weekend or, you know, first day of school. My brother said he saw this car at his college the other day, which was really funny. And honestly, it's not a very scary car to drive. It's not overly fast. It's not too squirrely, at least right now. It's a very hot day. It's 93 degrees, so the tires are probably extra grippy. It has everything to make it sound fantastic, perform fantastic. You know, and the thing is, this being as loud as it is, you're aware of what you're doing. The C8, however, was so well insulated that you kind of don't realize just how quick you're going. The blind spots are a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. They are a little rough. But what do you expect out of a sports car? And it's honestly not that bad. It's not like I'm staring through like a submarine window or something. Oh, that's trash. I just picked up a newspaper. I would do dirty things to take this to a track for a day. This car comes alive after 5,000 RPM. And I suppose that could be said for any car. For example, any turbo car above 3,000 comes alive. The transmission's phenomenal. Don't mind me. I need this car in my life. I don't know. I don't know how to make this car better. One thing that I didn't really get to test today was the handling. I mean, a couple corners like that one, it does good. And quite frankly, I know what it's gonna do. It's gonna be phenomenal. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Driveify Experience. I appreciate all the support that everybody's been giving on the Monoxide channel, from the podcast to the shorts to the TikToks to these review videos. You guys are the reason that I'm able to do what I do, so I really do appreciate when you share, comment, like, all those fun things. But most importantly, if you find this video entertaining or whatever the hell. But nonetheless, if you do want to rent this car, go to Driveify.com. Check it out. They do have a Boston location as well. They have some cool stuff over there. But for my Minnesota people here, or if you're flying into Minnesota, check this car out. Now, at the end, you will see all these little things about how I rate this car. So check that out, see how it compares, and what you're looking for in a rental. Other than that, guys, see you next time.